We're here with Jamey Cagle with Riverstone Homes. And Jamey, you're not just building new homes, but you also have a remodeling company. So
We do.
halfway through your career, how did you decide to do that?
Yeah, we do remodeling and restoration work. We do a lot of basement finishes and kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling. That's our three bigs, and then we have a whole separate roofing deal where we do insurance work with that. But honestly, for years I avoided it. You hear horror stories. Oh man, you go in there and you find stuff. I didn't want to deal with collecting and homeowners on that side. Of worried about getting draws and all. Home building is a little cut and dry. It's in paper. There's contract. We have contracts in our remodeling too. Just protecting yourselves. So I kind of avoided it. But honestly, some of it was necessity. I'll be straight on. I mean, back in '08 when the crash hit, I got into the restoration side of the business and still avoided remodeling. Got into the insurance restoration as a lot of people do, just to try to make it through the weather of the storm. Daniel Thurman, he's been working with me now since, I guess, about '08. Yeah, it's been 15, 16 years. It's been a long time. And so he's been running that side of the business for me for that long a time, and just knows a lot about what's going on in that end of the business. And we kind of got together during that time and started it up and going our own. And honestly, from that side of it, I don't know how to sound nice with this, but it just seemed like the bar was set very low. I actually, when things were slow, we contracted out and did a good bit of large loss jobs from fire and storm. $100,000 and up was what you consider a large loss. For some restoration companies around the area, they're large restoration companies, and we would go in behind the scenes and do the work without our own company logo and do it because honestly, those restoration companies were set up with guys that were more like the track builder type, that were the paper builders. They built off of a set of budget and a sheet, but when it came to engineering, foundation, things of how they didn't have that skill set. So they would come in there and hire us at 70 or 80 cents on the dollar and have us go rebuild for these homeowners and things. And that's kind of what got me into that side. And I got to looking and said, man, I would hear accolades that we would go in there and get a house at a $200,000 fire damage. And in 2.5 months, we'd move them back in their house. And the insurance company had projected to pay them to bail the house for 6 months. And they're like, man, that was great. And I would hear all these accolades. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're doing that work and we're not getting any accolades. So I was like, bar's set pretty low here. And, there's good money in this, insurance work. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of risk. And you're a bank and a building company because you're waiting on the insurance companies, the mortgage companies to sign off on checks. But it was a good industry. So that's kind of how we got into that. And I fought the remodeling. And it's the same kind of deal I see on Facebook every day. We've had 3 people call and nobody showed up, or they did show up and then we never got an estimate and they never came back, or, this guy left me hanging halfway through the job. And I'm like, man, I've never lost a homeowner yet. Like I said, we have warranty stuff, we have punch out stuff, but I've never had it. There's no homeowner that can call right now and watch this video and say, hey, we had a problem on our house and they never came back out. Never heard from them again. They ghosted us and wouldn't answer. That's not what we do. We can't be in a brick and mortar and building over 30 years in one county if you do that kind of stuff. So that's what got me involved. Just honestly, the bar was set low and I said, we can do this. We have all the skill sets for it. And we do mostly larger jobs. I'd say, we do a lot of kitchen upgrades. We don't do much of the handyman type service. We're not really set up to do that. We have really high skilled project managers here that have been doing it for a long time. They're not young guys kind of cutting their teeth that come and go. I said Daniel's been here for 15 years. John on the new home side has been here for 5 years.